Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're doing another one of my Google slideshows because I love to do a good PowerPoint. Except I'm actually gonna try and film and then do the split screen thing. So that's what we're gonna do. It's on Great Expectations, the BBC mini series. It has 3 episodes. This is the one from 2011, and I had to watch it for school. And I was I was actually very pleasantly surprised by it. I didn't think I would like it. It was a play that my school put on, and I was cut, so I was very heartbroken. It was a personal issue. So I was like, I don't know if I can revisit this, but I actually really liked it and I wanted to talk about it. And I thought they did it really well. Anyway, so let's get the tech running. As you can see, Great Expectations, 2011 BBC version, and we're covering characters, plot, and aesthetic choices. And I've put spoilers, obviously, because I'm not gonna spare details in case you haven't watched it. So just know that if you're really looking forward to seeing the plot twists, then you better not watch this because I'm gonna spoil everything. Okay, first character we have is Pip. First of all, did we know this actor was 19 when he did this? Because I didn't. But anyway, there we go. I found him a kind of aspirational is the wrong word, but since I couldn't think of a better word, we're going with aspirational because I feel like he was relatable. There we go. Maybe that's a bit of a word because he's very kind, a little bit foolhardy, naive, proud, and he does some really embarrassing things. Embarrassing in the sense that you would think he had more of a backbone, more of a more honor, loyalty towards the people that raised him. Like when Joe comes to town and is concerned about him, he pretends he doesn't know him. And that is a very awkward, painful moment for the audience to watch. But I feel like it honestly captures how a lot of people would react in that situation. So I feel like he really encapsulates the human, I want to say condition, human psychology. I feel like a lot of people would act like him. Like he's not a bad person, but he has some flaws that he needs to grow a little bit more. And I felt like I could see a little bit of myself in him. So I thought he was a really good character. So well done, Charles Dickens, for writing a good character. Pip, I feel like you could work on the name because his last name is like Pipperette or something. I always forget what it is. Yeah, I said that I feel like he represents a large portion of people in society, and I feel kind of akin to him. And also in the moment when he returns home, sees Joe after Joe has just spent all his savings paying off his debts, I felt like, oh my god, that's a prodigal son moment. He's coming home. And I was like, wow, that's really, I was so proud of myself that I figured that out, that it was a callback. Well, maybe not a callback. Can you call back to the Bible? I don't know. But I thought that was definitely the imagery. I thought that was definitely relating to the story of the prodigal son. Okay, let's move on. Miss Havisham, which I always forget this actress's name, but she's in a lot of stuff. Look, she's kind of the worst. Toying with children is just got to be one of the just the most bizarre, twisted things you could ever do. It's really just creating more generational trauma. Since she's been so hurt, you really wouldn't think she would want to continue that cycle of hurt. But that's really what she wanted to do. So in the kind of way, I'm like, she can go F off, if you know what I mean. But in the other sense, I do feel sorry for her. And I guess in a sense, she was the only person who kind of gave Pip any attention in his education the education side of his childhood. She was kind of the only person giving him any kind of skills in that sense, even if it was under bad intentions. But it's also so sad seeing her so dejected and like unstable and just like withering away the whole time. It is really sad. I was like, I feel like she, with a good, I don't know, therapist, I feel like she really shouldn't have allowed herself to let that moment in her life where Mr. Not Honeysuckle, what's his name? You know the guy, Honeyson, the guy, that left her at the altar on her wedding day. You really think she would have been able to pull herself back from that one moment in time instead of that moment defining the rest of her life? And I think that she let it fester, like Mr. Pocket said. She let it fester because her whole house was a representation of that failed relationship, because she kept everything from it. She kept the wedding cake. And I feel like if she just cleared out everything in that house, or maybe moved houses, and really tried to move on with her life, I feel like she would have been okay. But she really just fed into all her pain and like psychosis, and it was just bad. So I feel sorry for her, but she also made some disgusting choices regarding Pip and Estella. So that's her. Joe Gargi. I don't know how you say his last name. He deserves some sort of honorary award, this man. He deserves a knighting of some sort. I know he's not a real person, but you know what I mean. He's a great soul. He was just the best human being in this whole story. When he visited him, I'm going to use the same example. When he visited Pip, because he was concerned and he hadn't been writing, and Pip was like acting like he didn't know him and was like ashamed of seeing him and his upbringing. And it wasn't bitter. All he said to him was like, I understand. And I was like, yeah, he's just, I don't know, he's just how one person can be that humble and strong and just like so good. I don't know. But we need to do something with him because he's just amazing. Okay. Let's move on to one of my least favorite characters, Estella. Okay. I low-key hated her, if I'm being fully honest. Like, why would you go along with the things Miss Havisham is telling you of have instilled in you in childhood? I understand that it's like deep rooted and stuff like that, but I mean, I feel like when she was older, she could clearly tell that this woman is unstable, and maybe I shouldn't make life decisions based on her blessing. And I'm talking about marrying Daniel. What's his name? Drummel. Like, that was just a ridiculous choice, and I really don't see the mentality behind it, and I couldn't understand it. And even as a kid, she seemed a bit cruel, like hitting Pip and kind of taunting him. She seems like a bad person, honestly. But she's also been through some trauma, so I don't know what to say about her. But yeah, I feel like her arrogance, her kind of, I think she perceived herself to be really cruel, and that's why she wanted to enter into the marriage with Drummel to, you know, break in. But yeah, she wants to demonstrate like her power play and her manipulation skills, but I feel like that just completely backfired in her face. Which, I mean, yeah, that teaches you entering into a relationship just because you want to have power, and it's just weird. She's just a weird character to me. Okay, next person. Oh, no, I've skipped too far. Abel, Mackwitch. I really didn't think he would be a reoccurring character. I thought he was just like slotted in at the beginning to teach Pip a lesson about goodness and stuff like that. And I thought that was the end of him. I love that he didn't rat out Pip, that he gave him the chisel and he didn't get him arrested. So well done to him. But also the plot point that he was actually the guardian, not guardian, what was it called? Can't think of the word now. Anyway, the person behind Pip's money. I was actually surprised. I was like, whoa. I just didn't see it coming. Anyway, it's so sad that he never met Estella. And it's so sad that Molly knew he was alive, who is his wife. And she just didn't want to see him. That was funny. Oh, I'm so glad he got to kill Compison. I think that's how you say it. Before he, passed away. Yeah, I feel like he was another like good person. But I kind of understand why he went off the rails. As in, like, I can understand the mentality behind his decisions and how he kind of fell into criminal stuff. Whereas, like, Estella and Miss Havisham, I just didn't really see the mentality behind their decisions. Whereas Mackwitch, I feel like he was easier to understand, in my opinion. And I love that he made his fortune from sheep in New South Wales, which is in Australia, which is where I'm from, as in New South Wales. And I love how he collected all that money just from sheep. I feel like that was a bit of a plot hole, but I mean, whatever. Okay. One of my favorite characters, Herbert Pocket. Yes. I love how at the beginning he was a shitty little child, and I love the growth that he had. I love that he was not a dickhead. And I love the relationship between Pip and him. There's a scene, I mean, I don't know if it's in the book, but in the scene in the TV show where they're like learning to dance, I love them. He was like so supportive. What a great friend and like counselor and support person. He was amazing. I love them. Okay. Next we have Bentley Drummle. I don't know. I love that it was Tom Burke. I just thought that was funny. That was a weird Google. He's the guy that plays Athos in The Musketeers. And I thought he played him so well. He played him like such a dickhead, and it really came across. And I was just seething with, and I just had pure disgust towards this character. And I think the actor really pulled it off. He really portrayed that. He was just the worst. It was, I can't even formulate anything. Another actor that deserves an award is the guy that played Orlick, because I had like a actual repulsion whenever he came on screen. Like he just oozed, like, I honestly thought he was gonna mess up more stuff than he did. I thought he was gonna be like a major complication, but he just looks like a rat. Even he just looks terrible. Okay, I'm including a lot of side characters. I don't know why, I just wanted to, because the last person we have is Mr. Jaggers. I included him simply because it's David Sachet, and he's the guy that plays Poirot. And I mean, I don't know if you know, but in a previous video, I can't remember which, I said that I love Poirot, which is very true. So when I saw him in this, I was just so excited. I couldn't believe it was him. I honestly thought that was the only TV show he had ever done, but I was mistaken. I love how he portrayed him as like a kind of morally grey, cruel, a little bit kind of a dicey character. And I was like so, I don't know, I was considering that he has to do like a Flemish accent when he's Poirot, and then hearing him like in an English accent was like really funny. It wasn't funny, it was just like I forgot that he was like English. So I loved that. Okay, let's move on to the plot. Okay, so when I found out that, I already said this, when the benefactor, oh that's the word I was looking for, was Mackwitch, I was actually genuinely so surprised. I knew it wasn't Miss Havisham because I knew that she's like off the rails and she wouldn't have been the benefactor because she would have been open about that, I think, if that's really what she wanted. I don't think she wanted to help him, so I knew it wasn't her, but I couldn't work out who it was. And I was just shocked because I didn't think Mackwitch would have any money to support Pip. But there it goes. So I was genuinely shocked when that happened. The other plot line that Estella was his daughter, I feel like that was slightly more predictable. I'm not really sure why. It just, because they emphasized that she was maybe from a lesser background and they just didn't know who it was. And I was like, yeah. So that kind of made more sense. I felt that the episodes were really well paced and I was just very hooked, and I think it was really well done that they separated it into 3 hours essentially. And it was good. Okay, so artistic choices / aesthetic choices. I just thought it was done really well. I just really liked it, the costuming, everything. It had a real grit to it that I think is missing when you do like these stage shows. I was trying to watch this, like, after I watched the TV show, I tried to watch like this stage show and it really just didn't have the same oomph. And the other aesthetic choices is that I think in other adaptations, Miss Havisham kind of just has like a more ghostly, like almost like an old furniture, like almost like she's covered with cobwebs kind of look, whereas in this version I feel like she had a more ice frozen kind of aesthetic. Like even her like lips were like dry and like crackly and like flaking away. So I think she looked more kind of yeah, very frozen rather than like haunted or like ghostly. And those are the only, I mean, I'm sure there's heaps of aesthetic choices that they made. These are just the ones that popped out to me. But there you go. Great Expectations. I really liked it. I didn't think I would. Highly recommend if you want to watch, and I hope you enjoyed that short breakdown of the characters, the plot, and the aesthetic choices. So, thanks for watching. Bye.